afternoon, good evening, and welcome to the Sideline Perspective, hosted by your boy, Reese the Sideliner. I can't even express how happy I am to dive into this, start my own show, so to speak. Very, very exciting, bro. This YouTube thing was something I've been wanting to do for years now. It just took for Kevin Durant to be traded last February to really bring it out of me. Like, I've been watching Chris Smooth, KOT4Q, Through the Wire. You got AMPRDC. Like, I've watched people in the community for so long, but to actually, go out and do it myself, especially in the basketball realm of things, it's kind of nerve-wracking, so to speak, to actually put yourself out there, be in front of a camera. It took me a long time to get this comfortable in front of a camera, but here we are. Nearly a year later, we have some numbers from last year for what the channel did. But before we get into that, I just want to say I appreciate everybody that's been along this journey with me to even be able to put out content of this nature. Y'all keep tuning in, so I appreciate y'all for that, man. I'm just excited. Yesterday I turned 25, so quarter life, it's time to stand on grown man things, do grown man things, be all about my business. So here we are. Definitely want to expand and continue to grow the channel. Reach out to different, platforms, possibly get some brand deals, I don't know, bro, but we have a lot planned for this year. But for this episode 1 of the Sideline Perspective, man, we got a yearly overview of our channel like I spoke on. We're going to touch on our New Year's resolution. We got the Cavs versus Wizards from last night, which I unfortunately had the displeasure of being in attendance for. I'm going to see Cavs versus Spurs tomorrow. Getting to see Wemby in person. I'm very, very excited about that. We got all-star voting on the table. Trade speculations. There's an article that Bleacher Report put out yesterday. Got about 10 targets that could possibly be on the move and that are value within the league. So we got that on the plate. Are the Lakers like that? Can they flip the switch? The Clippers are hitting their stride. We got the Thunder. We can't come onto this show without talking about the Thunder, especially the first episode. I'm pretty sure every episode we're going to have at least a segment talking about the OKC Thunder, because if you don't know by now, that's my team. So we got the Thunder. We got some Thunder talk, and we're going to close it out with that. Let's get into things, though, bro. I appreciate y'all being here, whoever did decide to tune in. Obviously, we're not live or anything like that, but I appreciate y'all. Okay, yearly recap, overview, whatever, of our channel last year. We put up a total of 138 videos, nearly 19,000 views on those videos. I couldn't do that without all of y'all. We finished with 18.9 thousand, so that's why I say nearly 19,000. Nearly 600 likes, 595 of those, and 64 comments. So there was a little discourse back and forth throughout the year. I'm gonna need a little bit more of that, especially with this show dropping. Our top viewed video ended up hitting 530 views, which was the banning of the load management that the NBA decided to do, and we still see guys kind of get load management just a little bit. The Brooklyn Nets actually got fined for that. I forget who they played, but it was December 27th. They set out 4 rotational guys that they didn't meet the requirements to be able to sit out of a game. So they got fined $100,000 for that. So that was the first instance that we've seen this year where that actually took place. And our most liked video is at 14 likes. That's minuscule to some. That's a lot to me because we average about 3 to 6 likes on a video. So 14 that's amazing. That happened to be our Cavs home opener vlog against my Thunder. We went to go see that, me and my brother. That has 445 views, so I got another vlog coming. I did record a little bit of last night's game. Like I said, it was not nothing impressive. I left early in that game. I left early. They had 59 points. It was like 80 to 59 going into the fourth quarter. I left. I left right after the third quarter, bro. I was not about to keep sitting and watching that. Then to close off the recap, we started the year off with maybe 10 subscribers last year in February. Finished the year off with 88, so I couldn't be more happy with the growth of the channel just last year alone off of NBA. Me sitting in front of this camera doing nothing but talking about basketball. That's amazing. Yeah, we got our gaming stuff too, but that, y'all still not really feeling that, and that's okay. This is a basketball, NBA oriented channel, so y'all coming to see that. I appreciate that. But we got our gaming stuff too, so I'm gonna keep putting that out because that's what I want to do. I enjoy gaming. That was really why I wanted to get into YouTube with the gaming. But watching dudes like KOT4Q through the wire, it's now called Gil's Arena, but his podcast before with Fubo Sports. Who else? Old Man in the Three. Like all these podcasts, especially the NBA player podcast, but through the wire. As y'all can see, man, enjoy basketball. KOT4Q, Kenny Beecham. I had another hat. I lost it. We're not even gonna get into that, but these are the motivations for me doing what I do on a week in, week out basis. So I just want to give a quick shout out to all those players, all those people that really paved the way for your boy. Next up, we got our New Year's resolution, man. And if y'all can't tell right now, I'm a little bit high strung because it's just episode 1, bro. I really want it to be received well. As y'all can see, we got walls, bro. I'm in a room. I have my own office space now. I have walls. I'm not just in the basement. We good. We living good right now, man. We chilling. Yeah, bro. So it's just to be a little bit more relaxed. Like I tend to get overwhelmed a lot with, what do I put out, what don't I put out, what's content worthy and what's not. I'm also an editor for 2 other channels, so I have to take time away from my own channel and, help out those 2 channels, which is not a problem. I do it on my own. I don't get paid for it, and I'm not asking to be paid. I do it for my best friend and my brother. So it's out of the kindness of my heart. It's what I enjoy doing. Editing is something that just comes along with the job. I enjoy editing. It's fun. So I'll be feeling a little bit overworked with all the things that I have to edit and put out and promote and things like that. So if I had to tell myself one thing, I have 2. They kind of tie in together. Just relax, man. Just relax. And this could go for everybody. If you feel overworked, just remember, bro, just take a deep breath and relax. Relax. Like, it's serious. Like, it could be very serious, but sometimes it's only very serious for the moment. You got to take time to really give yourself that relief, that breath of relief. Like, the weight is lifted off your shoulders. Just kick your feet up, relax, clear your mind. That's what I'm on 2024. And then, like I said, I got 2. It kind of ties in together. Be more in the moment. Sometimes, like I said, I be a little overworked and I just have this going on. My brain is just all in different places. Be more in the moment, not have such a clouded mind towards things. Like, I procrastinate a lot. I have at least 20 videos that I could put out or could have been put out over the past month or 2. I've just been procrastinating with editing. That's over with. Be more in the moment is more so like being grateful and appreciative of everything that is happening, because every time I get 1 subscriber I'm happy, but it didn't really like hit me until I saw my yearly recap. Like, damn, we are really doing this, bro. So just be more in the moment and relaxing. That's my New Year's resolution. Let me know y'all's in the comments if y'all got any. Let's move on to this Cavs versus Wizards game that was so atrocious last night, man. I couldn't believe what I was seeing, man. First and foremost, though, I want to give a shout out to Bilal Coulibaly, bro. 1, I didn't know he was that I don't know what he's listed at. What, 6'6", 6'7"? He looks so much taller than that in person, bro. his length on the floor, like his arms are long, like damn near touch his knees, bro. So I see why he's a great defender. His defense in the first half was very, very, very impressive for a rookie, bro. Yeah, they were going against, he wasn't guarding Donovan Mitchell for the majority of it, but he was able to lock Karis LeVert up on a few different occasions, bro. He ended the first half with 3 blocks. He was getting in the passing lanes. He had a couple big threes, a few rebounds. Like, he was really out there working, bro. I was really impressed with what I seen from Bilal. This was probably my second or third time watching him this entire season because the Wizards just have not been good. I'm gonna just keep it a buck. I don't watch bad teams, so it's one of my first times really getting to see what he was capable of, and to see it in person just made me a fan of him. So shout out to Bilal, man. Jordan Poole was scoreless at halftime. He shot just 2 shots in the first half. Finished the game with just 2 points, which happened to be free throws. He had more fouls in the first half than he had shot attempts. He was out there just running around for real, bro. Like, the dribble handoffs, he wasn't getting nothing. He wasn't getting no looks. The Cavs really did what they were supposed to do to prevent him from scoring. I was not wanting to go to this game, I'm going to be real with you, because it was the Wizards, but I'm like, maybe Jordan Poole goes off for 30. Maybe Kyle Kuzma goes off for 30. No, neither of them had good games, bro. Neither of them. Kuzma had 7 points at halftime. 3 for 10 from the field, bro. And he was out there at times looking like Jordan Poole, where it was just like, what the hell are you doing? What shot is that? Why are you taking that shot? Just running around getting carded. Like, it was bad, man. I'm not even going to lie to you. But another bright spot besides Bilal in that game last night, Tyus Jones, man. He had 4 threes in the first half, 14 points, 3 assists. He looked like a basketball player out there. Them other dudes was, I don't know. It was ridiculous, bro. And then for the Cavs, Georges Niang, 11 bench points in that first half, 4 of 7 from the field, 3 of 6 from deep. A real asset over the offseason that they gained. Max Strus as well had a big time poster on Jordan Poole, bro. I got a video of it for my vlog coming out tomorrow, or it should be coming out Monday. I have a video of that. Oh my gosh. Max Strus has really been impressive this season as well. Yeah, we do no cuts around here for the show. So y'all gonna see me sip water when I need water. And then Donovan Mitchell, man. He has been the savior of Cleveland basketball, man. Darius Garland's out. Evan Mobley's out. Up until possibly the end of February, beginning of March, Donovan Mitchell has been keeping Cleveland basketball afloat. And I'm glad he has not been traded yet, especially since that's what I do for my birthday. I go to Cleveland and just watch basketball games. Had he not been a part of the team, I would have been pissed because I bought the tickets for nothing. There was speculation that he could have been traded after the OG trade happened. I'm glad he was not. He can still be traded before tomorrow. Knock on wood that he's not. I pray to God he's not. So I can see him take on Victor Wembanyama, which we will transition into. I don't really have much to say about this. I just hope it's a good game. I hope it's better than last night's game. Vic, one of the most highly touted prospects ever in the NBA. I get to witness that. I got to witness Chet earlier this season. Now I get to see Wemby. That completes my year. I've seen LeBron hoop. I've seen Kyrie hoop. Obviously Donovan Mitchell. I saw him score 71 last year. I've seen Chet in person. Now I'm going to see Wemby. Can't ask for much more, man. Moving right along though. All-Star voting. The first results of the fan voting came back a few days ago. And let's just say there was a few people that I'm surprised were not on the list. And this is fan voting, bro. So, I mean, it kind of makes sense when you look at it. We'll see if producer can't get this up on the screen for y'all. When we look at it, there is a lot of players in this that are in here strictly off a fan vote. And when I say strictly off a fan vote, I mean strictly off a fan vote, because Klay Thompson does not deserve to be an All-Star this year. Ja Morant possibly does not deserve to be an All-Star this year. He's played 9 games. Austin Reeves does not deserve to be an All-Star this year. Didn't, and this is just off the first 32, 35, whatever games of the season so far. Those three guys do not deserve an all-star nod. I mean, Ja Morant, it's only because he missed the 25 games. So, like I said, he's only played 9. So I can't really give him that nod right now. These are fan votes. The fans want to see Ja Morant. I'm glad as hell to see him back. Y'all saw my video from when he hit the game winner when he came back against the Pelicans. I love Ja Morant's game. I've been a fan of him since I knew he was who he was at Murray State. So I love the fact that Ja Morant's getting buzz, bro. Especially after all the negative shit that was being spewed about him throughout the offseason. It wasn't necessary. He come back and shutting all that up. They're 5-3 in their last 8 since he's played. They're actually 6-3, including last night's game. In his 9 games played, they've won 6 of those 9. He's a difference maker. I understand that. So the nod for him would not be that big of a deal. It would not, make me be like, well, shit. He don't deserve it, man. Nah, bro. If he get in there, he get in there. He worked his ass off, and he's proven a lot of people wrong. Another guy that I'm really is kind of like, I get it, because like I said, it's fan vote. He played in LA, so he has fans from LA. But Kyle Kuzma, man, yes, he's having an amazing season, career highs in a lot of areas, and we're gonna get into Kyle Kuzma a little bit later. But to be an all-star while his team has 6 wins on the year, hell no. Hell no. Over a dude like Julius Randle, who is missing from this list completely. Having similar seasons. They're having similar seasons as far as scoring goes. Randle's out-rebounding him for sure by, I want to say, about 3 rebounds. But similarly, scoring, these dudes are having the same season. Julius Randle has done far more with the New York Knicks this year than Kyle Kuzma has been able to do with the Washington Wizards. And that's not all on Kuzma. Obviously, it's a team game. But Julius Randle deserves to be on this list, bro. Especially the first list. He's been hooping, bro. I almost dropped the F-bomb. He's been hooping, bro. Like, if it weren't for Julius Randle, the OG trade wouldn't even make sense. Jalen Brunson wouldn't even be there because they wouldn't have had shit to build on. And I know we're talking about past things and we're talking about this season, but this season alone, he's been a bucket. The body language, decent. And that's a big thing with Julius Randle. If his body language sucks, his play is going to reflect that. He's been, 80% of the season, he's really been locked in. Yeah, he started the first 7-8 games off with them tour date shooting splits, but he deserves to be on this list. Right now, Julius Randle has played 35 games. He's averaging 23.9 points, 9.4 rebounds, and 4.7 assists. Like I said, he can either replace Kuzma. And I know this is fan votes. This is just the first return of them. I think we have a couple more coming out soon. But he can either replace Kuzma, whose team has 6 wins, or Jimmy frickin' Butler, who's probably not going to play in the game anyway. That's my opinion. Then out west, this is an even bigger head scratch. Devin Booker is not a part of the fan. Like, he didn't even crack the top 10. He don't got more votes than Austin Reeves. Like, Devin Booker, bro, this is one of the most skilled players in the entire NBA. When you talk about offensively, what he's capable of. He's a two-way guy. He showed you that in the playoffs last year. The shit that he's able to do on a basketball court, not a lot of dudes in the league can do. He's played 26 games this year, so he's missed, 10, 11? He's only missed a couple handfuls of games. And he's not even in the top 10 for the fan voting? Like, is it really that deep with the fans? Do y'all really not mess with Devin Booker like that, bro. I don't understand how you can watch a dude go out there and put up 26.5 points, nearly 8 assists and 5 rebounds, and he's not in the top 10 for fan voting. Like I said, Ja Morant's only played in 9 games, but he has the fans to back him. He's a very, very entertaining basketball player. He's a superstar. Devin Booker is there too. Devin Booker is a superstar as well. And he should have the fans to back him. He plays in Phoenix, Arizona. I know that's not a very, it's not an attraction to go and visit Phoenix. Not that much not in my opinion. But he's playing alongside Kevin Durant and putting up these numbers, bro. Putting up numbers. When KD's out, he is handling business. And he's not top 10. I'm going to just leave it at that, man. He can replace Ja Morant. I'm going to say this. Ja Morant can be replaced in this instance. Or Klay Thompson. Klay Thompson has had... he's had an up and down season, but it's mostly been down. I really don't understand why Devin Booker's not on this list. And then another guy. Domantas Sabonis, just no votes. He's getting nothing. 19.7 points, 12.9 rebounds a game, 7.6 assists. Call me crazy, but I think that's all-star worthy. He's shooting 59% from the field in 34 games played. Those are Jokic-esque numbers, bro. Put 10 more points on there. That's damn near what Jokic is averaging right now. He's just not an offensive hub as dominant as Jokic is, but he's an offense in himself. 7 assists for your center, and he ain't getting no buzz. Nah, that's ridiculous to me, man. It really is, man. Moving on, though. We got some trade speculations. Shout out to Bleacher Report for this article. I neglected to see what the title of this article, or take note of what the title of this article was, so that's on me. But shout out Bleacher Report for the article, for the information that I got. Some of what's on here is word for word what they said. A lot of it is me reading what they said and putting it into my own words for y'all to understand. So, like I said, we have 10 potential guys on the move coming this month and next month, potentially. Number 10, Zach LaVine. We've had numerous years where it was speculation that Zach LaVine would be traded after the way that they performed. Once they got DeMar, Lonzo, Alex Caruso, we're like, okay, this team is legit. They were the 1 seed for the beginning half of that season. Then injuries started to hit. They fell all the way down to the 6th seed and got bounced in the first round by Milwaukee. Cool. We're running back. It was injury luck, bad injury luck. We'll see what we got next year. It's been downhill ever since, especially with no Lonzo Ball. Like, they want the whole entire team. I'm gonna just let y'all know this. A third of this list is Chicago Bulls players, bro. A third of this list of these 10 players are Chicago Bull players. This team should have been blown up last year, or maybe even the year before that. But definitely last year when you knew Lonzo wasn't coming back. Excuse me. But yeah, half this list is Chicago Bulls players. And we're starting off with Zach LaVine, who's been out since November 28th against Boston, where he left the game with a foot injury, which was later ruled as right foot inflammation by the team doctors. In that game, he played 25 minutes, shot just 1 of 9 from the field, 2 points, 4 assists, 2 rebounds, and 2 steals. He's had an okay season. I don't have his averages here. That's on me. I should have got his averages. But he's had an okay season. He started off the year with like his third game. He dropped 50. We like, damn, Zach back. You know what I mean? Now it's a great possibility he could be moved by the middle of February. Relatively quiet trade market for him though, due to the consistent, injured seasons. The past couple years he's been okay. Now last year I know he had a couple injuries, but seasons prior he was all right, where he would miss a couple games and still be in the lineup, whatever. Although he is such an offensive threat on any given night, the injury history is why teams are reluctant to take on that $43 million contract for the next 3 years. He got 3 years left on his deal. $43 million. And he's an aging guard who was very reliant on his athleticism early on in his career. So those injuries are, compiling from what he used to do, how he used to come down all like the Derrick Rose and Russell Westbrook thing. Like, people are so worried about Ja Morant and his knees and things like that. It's kind of the same thing. If you rely on your athleticism so much, eventually it's going to catch up to you in like injuries, and that's what we're seeing with Zach LaVine. He has a couple possible destinations. The Lakers, of course, have been linked to him forever. The Miami Heat have been linked to him since last season. But for this article, they put together some deals for these guys, and this one is surprising, but at the same time, it's like, what does this really do though? And that would be Zach LaVine being traded to the Brooklyn Nets for Spencer Dinwiddie, Dorian Finney-Smith, Noah Clowney, and 2 second-round picks in 2026 and 2028. That would leave them with Cam Thomas at the 1, Zach at the 2, Mikal at the 3, Cam Johnson at the 4, Nick Claxton at the 5. That's a solid-ass lineup. Super solid. Off the bench, you still got Royce O'Neal, Dennis Smith Jr., Lonnie Walker, if he can stay healthy, Day'Ron Sharpe, Trendon Watford. Like, you have a legit 10-man rotation that you can run out every night. It just depends, though, like, who's going to be healthy. Like I just said, Zach with his injuries. Lonnie Walker has his injuries. Cam Thomas be out the lineup here and there. Nick Claxton misses games. Like, they have to stay healthy. Before last night, they were on a 5-game losing streak. 12 games behind the Boston Celtics at the 9 seed. This trade doesn't move the needle enough for me. I'm going to just keep it real with you. Obviously, they definitely look, better than the Charlotte Hornets, the Washington Wizards, the Detroit Pistons, the Chicago Bulls, who he's leaving, the Toronto Raptors. Like, they're in much better position than those 4 or 5 teams. They could definitely make the play-in and possibly still in the 8th seed and, make the playoffs. But in the end, it'll probably just result in another first-round exit. So this could be a deal where there's another move to be made, possibly, but this just doesn't do enough, in my opinion, for the Brooklyn Nets. And then for the Chicago Bulls, you got Spencer Dinwiddie on his last year. I know he's not re-signing there. Dorian Finney-Smith is locked in until the end of 2025 with a player option after that for $15 million, so you could have him for another couple of seasons. And Clowney is a rookie that was just drafted this past offseason, so he's essentially a fresh rookie to acclimate into the team during a rebuild. He's only played a couple games, so there are some, you get off that $43 million, you get back a really young guy that not a lot of people know what he's capable of in the NBA. Dorian Finney-Smith is a 3-and-D guy that is very, very valuable to any team that's trying to compete within this league right now. So you got a veteran in Spencer Dinwiddie who you could have coach these young guys for the last half of the season. Like, there are some positives in it for the Chicago Bulls as well as the Brooklyn Nets, but it just doesn't do a lot. I know I said no cuts, but I had a phone call real quick. Moving on, number 9, Bojan Bogdanovic. This is the brother from Detroit. He's the oldest player on the worst team in the league, who is definitely still a valuable asset offensively for any playoff contending team, for sure. He should definitely be on the move within the next month or so, but according to The Athletics, James L. Edwards III. The Pistons have no plans on moving him unless they receive an offer they can't refuse. And I just want to say that's exactly why the hell they're in the position that they're in right now. He should have been traded last season when teams were, where it was rumored teams were offering 2 and 3 first-round picks to get him. The Lakers could have used him last year. I know they wanted to pull that trade. Then he gets hurt. His value goes down. He's now 34 going on 35. It's going to be hard to get an offer that you can't refuse. You're the Detroit fucking Pistons. I know I wasn't trying to drop F-bombs, bro, but y'all have lost 28 straight games. Any deal is a good deal. Any deal is a good deal, bro. Like, what are y'all talking about, man? A deal we can't refuse. If y'all don't get some draft capital, bro. If y'all don't try to build something with Cade, bro. What are y'all doing? Y'all are wasting time. This is why I don't know who is in charge of Detroit, who does anything up there, bro. But this is exactly what pisses me off about the NBA. These dudes that just have a lot of money can just start teams and don't know a damn thing about basketball. Not a damn thing. You don't know nothing about basketball, how to win a game, how to build a winning team, how to keep your fans happy. Like, it's annoying as hell. Like I said, I don't know who is running things up there in Detroit. I don't know none of that, bro. It don't matter to me, bro. This is bad front office management, bro. Like I said, he should have been moved last season. But y'all should have came into this season shopping him around. Y'all are not on shit. Y'all not going to be on shit for the next couple years. Get him out of there. Get some draft capital. Get in a couple guys that possibly could, be acclimated within this, whatever the hell y'all got going on. Because I'm not going to lie and say it's all bad. They got Monty Williams, who I've talked about before as this brilliant mind and an IQ type of coach. Cade Cunningham, Jaden Ivey, Isaiah Stewart, Jalen Duran. Like, they have guys up there who they can build with. But Bojan does not need to be on y'all's mind. He should have been out the door. It's not, and I'm saying this in a respectful manner as far as Bogdanović goes. He is that valuable to where he should have been traded. Anyway, the possible destination for him, like I just said, is the Los Angeles Lakers. He would be moved for D'Angelo Russell, Jalen Hood-Schifino, a 2029 first-round top 5 protected pick. That's decent value for what he's doing now. You get Jalen Hood-Schifino, a rookie, who doesn't really play much for the Lakers anyway. You get D'Angelo Russell, who is trying to figure himself out at going on 30. You get a future first-round draft pick, albeit first top 5 protected. But it's something. It's the start of something. Maybe it gives the guys in the locker room some kind of energy, a jolt of something, bro. The Lakers are ranked in the bottom third of the league offensively, and historically, that's just not going to cut it if you're trying to win a championship. Bojan has averaged at least 20 points per game 3 times in the last 5 seasons, and would definitely help improve that rating, bro. A 20 point per game scorer coming into the Lakers, where I think I think D'Angelo Russell is their 3rd highest scorer, maybe Austin Reeves, but neither of them are scoring 20 points a game. And he's not doing it by, dunking on people. No flashy moves. It's a lot of jump shots. And he's been in Detroit averaging 20 points a game. I mean, it is Detroit, so but it is what it is. But with that being said, bro, he is a lethal shooter from downtown, which the Lakers have been missing for years now. Obviously, like I said, he's 34 going on 35, so the defense has dropped tremendously. He was a decent defender before he got older, before the injuries. He's shooting damn near 40% a night, bro. They could use that. That would push them That 20 points per game will push them towards the middle of the pack as opposed to a bottom third. You can compete with the middle of the pack offense in a top 12, top 10 defense. AD has looked so much better on defense this year than he did last year. And last year he was a fucking dog too. So you bring in a guy who can be your third option, some nights second because you know LeBron's going to take some nights off scoring. Who's a legit knockdown shooter. Like, they have to respect his shot. Defenses have to respect his shot. That makes a huge difference for the Lakers. And you're only giving up D'Angelo Russell. That's the only rotational piece you're giving up is D'Angelo Russell. You still got Rui Hachimura. You still got Cam Reddish, Taurean Prince, who have not looked good as of late. But you still have rotational guys. You don't have to give up Austin Reeves because why the hell would you give up Austin Reeves for Bojan? So you still have pieces you can work with and build a championship caliber team. That's just me, bro. I don't know. Next up, another Chicago Bulls player, Alex Caruso, man. Averaged a career high of 10 points a game this year on 7 shots a night. And he's looked at as much more than just a defensive, lockdown guy. He's kind of a two-way threat now when you consider not really a threat, but a contributor. He contributes on the offensive end now, much more than he ever has. Career numbers of 51% from the field, and this is his second highest three-point percentage of his career with 42. He's shooting 42% from deep, bro. Albeit the last, 6 games, he hasn't looked that good offensively, but for the year, bro, Alex Caruso has been looking hella good, bro. Pulse. Chicago is valuing him highly. The asking price for a player of his caliber, defensively, most specifically, is a steep one, and it's going to be. It's rightfully so. Alex Caruso is a champion. You know he's going to come every night with energy, focus. He's going to play hard every night. But you put him on a team that can compete for something, that changes everything. The move that they had for him in this article would be him going to Dallas for Josh Green and a 2026 first round top 3 protected pick. That is, if that's all it takes to get Caruso, Dallas need to pick up the phone right now, and make that trade, bro. Bolster up their defense, bringing in a first team all defender to put alongside Luka and Kyrie, who are, let's just say, bad defenders, bro. We've seen his impact on playoff teams before, like I just mentioned with the Lakers and the first year that the Chicago Bulls were rebuilt. We've seen the magnification of his play and how, he elevates what he's doing out there for a competing team. It just is the nature of a basketball or any player that's in professional sports. You're going to compete for. If you're competing for something, you're going to play harder. You get a dude that play hard every night to play harder. I know, bro. I'm speechless, bro. Moving on though, Malcolm Brogdon. He's a guy that, it's not really much buzz around him after the season started. Once he was traded to Portland, you thought there would be another trade like the Drew Holiday trade where he's getting up out of there. They decided to keep him around as a veteran in the locker room, and it might be working a little bit. I've gone away from my Portland Trail Blazers fandom this year just a little bit. I've realized that it was mostly because this dude right here. I know y'all can't really tell what that is, but that's the Damian Lillard shot on Paul George. This is just Kevin Durant and that right there. Y'all know who that is. That's Mamba. But yeah, it was mostly because of Damian Lillard. That's where the majority of my fandom with the Blazers lied. And I realized that this year. I have only watched maybe 3, not even 4 games of the Blazers this year. So I don't really know what's going on over there, visually. But I know that Malcolm Brogdon is a guy that deserves to be on a contending team. That's for sure. He's a dude that can make a difference on any team that's competing for playoff contention, possibly a championship. Like, he is that caliber of guy. He can do it in your starting lineup or he can do it off your bench. He's averaging nearly 16 points a game this year at 15.7, 3.5 rebounds, 5.6 assists, And like I said, he could be a nice addition either off your bench or in the starting rotation. It just depends on what team he's on and what it looks like, what move, what it looks like. The possible move for him would be, and this makes so much sense to me, it is like a match made in heaven, especially now after the OG trade, bro. He's going to New York for Evan Fournier, a 2024 top 12 protected pick via Washington, a 2024 second round pick via Utah or Cleveland. That is an amazing win now trade, bro, and it puts New York in such a much better position, seeing how they lost Emmanuel Quickly, who just averaged 15 points for them off the bench. Malcolm Brogdon is averaging nearly 16 for them for Portland. I don't know if he started or not. Either way, we know he's capable of doing it off the bench because of what he did in Boston. If New York can make this happen, the East just opens up that much more, in my opinion, bro. It's anything could happen, bro. You got all these loaded up teams. You got Milwaukee, you got Boston. New York will be loaded up with OG and Brogdon now alongside Jalen Brunson and Julius Randle. Obviously, Philly, they're not really a loaded team. They are just a well-orchestrated roster. And then Miami, of course, is a threat in the playoffs. So, and then you got hot teams, rising teams like the Orlando Magic and the Indiana Pacers who can muck it up for somebody. They can still a 6 seed. So, the East is going to be wide open if that could happen, bro, really. Number 6, and the last Chicago Bulls player on this list, DeMar DeRozan. Y'all knew it was coming. Last year of his deal at $28.6 million. He's 34 years old, and he's most likely going to be trying to look for his last lucrative deal in the NBA. Not to say this will be his last stint, this last contract, or this next contract, but it'll be his last big contract. So, he and Chicago actually discussed a possible contract extension earlier on this season, actually about a month ago, but they just weren't able to see eye to eye on those numbers. So, in my opinion, that's probably in everybody's best interest if they just part ways. He's averaging 22 points per game, which is his lowest since he joined the Bulls from the Spurs. He's shooting 46% from the field, which is his lowest since leaving Toronto in 2018. So, there's obviously something going on there with DeMar DeRozan and his mental, or it's just the team around. Like I just spoke about Alex Caruso and wanting to, actually getting up to play for something. If you're not really competing for anything, you're not going to be playing that hard. That's just simple logic. But he is trying a bit this year to stretch the floor a little bit, putting up nearly 3 threes a night on a career high 35% from deep, which could pique teams' interest in him just a little bit. Possible destination for him. It kind of makes sense. It kind of doesn't. I wasn't really a fan of it. Was him being moved alongside Andre Drummond to Memphis for Luke Kennard, Brandon Clark, Zaire Williams, a 2024 lottery protected pick, and a 2026 top 3 protected pick. So we're giving up 2 first-round picks, our best knockdown shooter, a rotational big, and a young guy who's still trying to find himself that is, kind of acclimated into our system already, for an aging DeMar DeRozan on the last year of his deal and an old Andre Drummond. I'm not a fan of that. Obviously, he could come in and, help their badly rated offense. They're one of the worst in the league. With his mid-range work, like I said, he's able to stretch the floor a little bit. He's still no slouch around the rim. Drummond can improve their rebounding, give them another rotational big, seeing how Steven Adams is out for the year. They're giving up Brandon Clark. So it could work in some instances, but like I said, losing Luke Kennard is a huge downside, bro. For you're trading a career 38-40% shooter for well below average career shooter in DeMar DeRozan. He could also clog up driving lanes for John Morant with his, not lackadaisical, his methodical mid-range work at times. Like, this is a fast-paced team. They like to run. They like to get out and run. Kyle Kuzma, that's who's next. That's how I just said that. DeMar DeRozan, like I say, he's 34 years old. He can run, but that's not really what he's trying to do. He's trying to break you down in the mid-range, get to his spots, It's a slow, methodical game, but it's beautiful. It really is. But for this Memphis team, I just don't see how that works. All right, as I spoke, Kyle Kuzma signed a 4-year, $90 million contract this past summer, and I mean, he's hooping like he's worth that bag. Other than last night, he's put up a career high 22.8 points, as well as in a career high in assists, averaging 4.3 a night. A high volume 3-point shooter, putting up 7 a night. 35%. It isn't great, but on one of the worst teams in the league, you just put shots up, bro. That's kind of that's kind of what it is with the Wizards, man. Especially last night. Oh man, I didn't pay for the tickets, but yeah, we wasted money going to that game. I wasted time. But hey, it was my birthday, so I wanted to go be in an NBA basketball arena, be in that environment. So that's what we did. Anyway, possible destination for Kuzma, and I love this so much. Indiana gets Kyle Kuzma, swapping out Buddy Hield, Jarris Walker, and a 2025 top 10 protected pick. The Wizards get back a promising rookie in Jarris Walker, whose defensive upside is right there alongside Bilal Coulibaly, who I just praised at the beginning of this show. And the Pacers get a legit second scoring option in Kuz. Tyrese Halliburton is putting up 25, 26 a night. The next highest scorer, I think, was Buddy Hield or Miles Turner. Neither of them are eclipsing 16. Kuzma's coming in averaging 23, damn near 23. That would help Indiana stupendously, bro. And then you got a dude like Tyrese, who is a more willing passer than anybody he's ever played with. Yes, Lonzo's a willing passer. LeBron's a willing passer. Tyus Jones, Trey Jones is not. No, Tyus. Yes, Tyus Jones is not a. He's not just gonna look you off if he can make the pass. But neither of them are striving to average 11 assists a night. Tyrese Halliburton could open up Kuzma's game that much more, bro. He can get up to 25, 26 a night just off the extra looks that he's getting from Tyrese Halliburton. So I like that trade a lot. Moving along though, number 4 on this list, Pascal Siakam. Just clean house of the team that y'all talking about 2019, that team that made the championship. He's the last one standing. Clean house, going a new direction. He's on the last year of his deal at nearly $38 million, having an abysmal year from deep. Dude is shooting 28% from downtown on nearly 4 attempts a game. His value has definitely dipped off of that fact alone from being on the last year of his deal and shooting so bad from 3. Everybody knows what he's capable of inside the arc, but that 3-point ability, him being able to knock it down at a 34-35% clip, that would, really draw teams' interest towards him. This is another guy that has been connected to the Dallas Mavericks. He would be shipped out for Grant Williams, Josh Green, Jaden Hardy, Rashawn Holmes, a 2025 and 2026 second-round picks. This is another trade I do not like. And I don't like it for the Raptors. I love it for the Mavericks. I hate it for the Raptors because you're giving up so much for a dude that's on the last year of his deal. I know you don't want to lose him for nothing, but for the Mavericks, I like it for the Raptors. I hate it for the Mavericks. They're giving up 4 rotational pieces. Granted, some of them play here, some of them don't play, whatever. They're giving up 4 guys for one dude on the last year of his deal. Like, I'm never a fan of teams making moves like this. And what if you can't convince him to come back? What if you can't convince Pascal to re-sign to Dallas? Then what? Then you just made all that move for nothing. Sure, he'd be an amazing third option next to Kyrie and Luka. But if you can't get him to re-sign, it was for nothing. They need a defensive wing out there as well. That's another thing Pascal is great at, is getting some stops on the defensive end. So I see the vision. But is it really worth it? Now we're going to kind of go through these last 3 kind of quick videos, getting a little lengthy. DeJounte Murray. He's a player that can make a team that's one piece away a for sure contender because he can do everything on the floor. 20-point per game scorer. Moves the rock very well for a 2 guard. He's a solid rebounder for his size. We all know he's a top 20 defender in the league. And his 3-point shooting has reached career numbers this year at 38% or nearly 2.5 a game. He is, however, also in the last year of his deal of $17 million. The trade they mocked up would be him going to Philly. I love this one. For Rocco, Jaden Springer, Daniel House, a 2026 first-round pick from OKC, Houston, or the Clippers, and a 2028 first-round pick from the Clippers. I love this a lot because that would have been a great addition for Tyrese Maxey in the backcourt. 2 quick guards, one that could go off for 40, 50, another one that can make your lead guard have a long night on the defensive end because of what he's able to do. He was an all-defensive player in his second year. They're both able to move the ball unselfishly and get everybody involved. That would make Philly so much more dangerous, bro. And like I said about the Knicks, that would open up the East so much, bro. So much. Number 2 on this list, somebody that's been talked about a lot, Lauri Markkanen. Once was a hot commodity for being moved, and it's kind of quieted down from him a bit. And the Jazz are talking about they don't even want to move him, possibly, since he's not a free agent until 2025, which would be dumb. This trade is also dumb. I don't even want to throw it out, but I'm going to let y'all know what they was talking about. Lauri Markkanen and Kelly Olynyk moved for Valanciunas, Dyson Daniels, Jordan Hawkins, and 3 first-round picks. Dumbass trade. I'm not even getting into the specifics, bro. That's an L trade. Don't do it. Last but not least, of course, I just shook the camera. My fault. Donovan Mitchell. With everything going seemingly wrong this season for the Cavs, like I said, Mobley out, Darius Garland out, Jared Allen had to miss some time to begin the year. The role players are still trying to find their footing. It's just a lot going on. He's in trade rumors every damn week. Uncertain about, what his future is going to hold. We know he wants to play in a bigger market. But can Cleveland make the push to try and keep him? Like, can we do something? Like a year ago, like I just said, he put up 71 points, and ever since he's been linked to the Knicks. I'm also pretty sure he said he wanted to play for the Knicks. I don't know if they have the assets to make that happen, but if we're getting something back from the Knicks, shoot, I'd be happy. But the possible destination that they have for him in this one would be him and Damian Jones being swapped out for Tyler Hero and Nikola Jovic, a 2027 and 2029 first-round picks. That sounds amazing for a Miami Heat fan, bro. They get back an offensive juggernaut in himself who can really take the pressure off of Jimmy and Bam when it gets time for the playoffs. Even in this regular season, he will come in and immediately be their leading scorer. He's averaging 27, 28 points a game. Jimmy don't want to score all them points in the regular season, and Bam just doesn't score that much in the regular season. So, it's really, you either give up on potential stardom for Tyler Hero or a right now superstar in Donovan Mitchell who can help a 34-year-old Jimmy Butler possibly make a push for another championship push. You got Jaime Jaquez, who, let's just keep it real, is looking amazing. He's looking amazing. He just won Eastern Conference Rookie of the Month for December. He looks damn good. He shows flashes of a potential all-star one day. It might be time to pull that Tyler Hero card and go make something happen, bro. It might be time. Now, I know majority of this episode was just taken up by trade speculations, and that's fine. It's episode 1. We still figuring things out. I had another couple topics I wanted to touch on before we get out of here, and that would be, can the Lakers flip the switch, man? Shams dropped an article, I want to say yesterday, maybe 2 days ago, regarding the Lakers and how things have been going. And it's really looking like the blame is being put on Darvin Ham and not being able to have the locker room at full attention and all together. He goes on to say, excuse me, I'm sorry, this is pretty bad. I have it up. So in the latest attempt to turn around LA skid, Ham used his 10th starting lineup of the season and third in 3 games. They had Austin Reeves at the 1, Prince at the 2, Reddish at the 3, Bron and AD at the 4 and 5. Lakers were at -3 in the 13 minutes the group played together. And the latest lineup change continued a troubling trend as the Lakers have struggled to determine their best lineups or establish continuity this season. Regardless of how healthy the team has been, the concern has only grown in recent weeks. So, I mean, like, it's looking bad for Darvin Ham, man. He goes on to continue in the article. Anthony Davis was questioned after the game by reporters. And he goes on to say it's a little bit of everything right now. We're not executing. The team played harder than us tonight, executed better than us tonight, more physical than us tonight. We got outworked, so it's just a bit of everything right now. If we keep on this trend, it's not going to be good for us, so it's kind of obvious that we have to figure it out sooner than later. Sounds to me like he knows a move is about to be made. And after last night's loss against Memphis, LeBron James, well, in that loss, the one that Anthony Davis just got interviewed in, LeBron James was locker is right next to Anthony Davis, got dressed and left the locker room without talking to the media. So last night they were able to catch him after the Memphis game, and he had this to say.
One of the unique things about this stretch, you guys, is it's kind of started with you guys playing really good basketball in Las Vegas, playing at a really high intensity level and stuff like that, and then going through this sort of swoon. What is your belief level about the attainability of returning to what you guys were in Vegas? Did you still feel like that team exists?
I mean, it was just two games though. It was a small sample. Everybody's getting so cracked up about Vegas and keep bringing up Vegas. It was 2 games. I mean, we took care of that business. That was the in-season tournament we played. We won it, but it was literally just 2 games.
Were the cracks, were the problems that have presented themselves over the last 13 games, were they showing, do you think, prior to this stretch?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm not thinking that far too in the past, to be honest. I mean, we just suck right now.
And so, as one of the leaders who's done this for a while, how do you try to help this team get out of this rut? What does LeBron James do?
What do? I show up to work, punch my clock every day, stay positive, and go out and try to lead out on the floor, inspire on the floor. That's what I do.
You can clearly see in that man's face, he is fed the hell up. Now, if Darvin Ham is fired, and obviously he has to be replaced, this will be the 4th head coach to coach LeBron James since he's worn a Laker uniform. They just can't figure it out there, man. So, I mean, can they flip the switch, bro, is the real question. Lexi Brown on Gil's Arena. I really enjoyed that. It's not a podcast, they said. I mean, it's much more than a podcast for sure. But she stated, these dudes is out here playing, and I'm paraphrasing what she said, of course. These guys are out here playing with one of the greatest players of all time in LeBron James, who does right by his teammates in most cases, and that don't get them going. That doesn't light a fire under them to even try to give that extra effort for a 40-year-old man out here running circles around y'all. It's disheartening. This is me. It's disheartening to witness as a LeBron fan how he has to essentially run himself into the ground in a regular season, dragging along these players. And then when the playoffs come, oh, well, LeBron disappeared. I mean, it doesn't happen often, but it has happened. We've seen it happen before. Their first round exit against Phoenix. No AD. Nobody else was stepping up. Oh, well, I mean, LeBron, he didn't show, he didn't put on. He's exasperated, bro. You can see it in his face, bro. He gives his all. Not every night, not every possession, bro. But LeBron, as a 40-year-old man, shouldn't be expected to. That's the thing. We still hold LeBron to this standard that he should still be performing how he was 5 years ago, 7, 8 years ago. No, it's not realistic. It just so happens that he can. Like, man, the Lakers are they got to flip the switch and ASAP. And then the Clippers, they're hitting their stride, man. 18 games played. They rolled onto a 9-game win streak. Had 2 really bad losses against OKC and Boston, and then bounced back with another 5-game win streak currently. For the month of December, James Harden averaged 20 points, 9.6 assists, 5 rebounds, 1.5 blocks, and a steal on 43% from deep, 87% from the free throw line. On December 14th versus the Warriors, he had 28 points, 15 assists, 7 rebounds, 4 blocks, a steal, 5 of 6 from 3, 11 of 12 from the free throw line. December 18th versus Indiana, where the team put up 151 points, he scored 35 points, 9 assists, 3 rebounds, and a block and a steal, shooting 12 of 16 from the field, 8 of 11 from deep. And Kawhi and Paul George played in this game and both had 27 and 28 points. Clippers is doing their thing, bro, and it's a big reason of that is James Harden, bro. A huge reason of that is James Harden. He's really made a difference for them. He's the missing piece that they've been so desperately looking for the past couple seasons. I also have to mention Kawhi Leonard, man. For the month of December, he was electric. He averaged damn near 30 points a game, 4 assists, 6 rebounds, and a steal while shooting. These splits are ridiculous for anybody, but Kawhi Leonard is absolutely mind-boggling. 61, 50, 95, 61 field goal, 53 point, 95 free throw percentage, 44 from 46 for the entire month. He missed 2 free throws. He had a near triple-double against the Warriors to open up the month of December, a 41-point game against the Jazz a few days later where he knocked down 6 of his 8 threes, and followed that performance with a stretch of 6 games of averaging 31 points a night. And then, Paul George was getting his as well, which is lovely. This is why they are rolling. This is exactly why everybody's been so high on this team for so long, even with the injury-riddled seasons. Like I said, they were just missing that piece in Harden, and they found him. PG-13 put up 22 points, 5 rebounds, and nearly 4 assists a night in December, with shooting splits of 46, 43, and 93. He had one game all month where he didn't crack 20 points, and that was because he left the game in 16 minutes with an injury. He still put up 9 points, 6 rebounds, and got 2 steals in that game in 16 minutes. Could have easily been a 22, 27-point game. And then I'd be remiss if I didn't mention Russell Westbrook. Yeah, he's kind of been swept under the rug because he's coming off the bench as an former MVP, first ballot Hall of Famer, this and that, Mr. Triple-Double. If it were anybody else putting up the numbers that he's putting up off the bench that he did in December, it would have been topical. But since it's Russell Westbrook, he gets a lot of hate. Former MVP, all the things I just named. 10.5 points a night, 6 rebounds, and 4 assists from the lead guard off your bench. That should be talked about a lot more. So I'm giving Russ my flowers, bro. I'm giving Russ his flowers, excuse me. And then to close out the episode, man, I can't believe I did an hour-long episode. They're never really supposed to be this long, but hey, it's the first one. We're still figuring things out. Man, that Thunder talk, man. We up, man. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Chet Holmgren take home Player of the Month and Rookie of the Month, respectively, for December. They led us to a 10-3 record for the month. Shai has been unreal, bro. Unreal. 31.2 points a night. 31.9 points a night. 6.6 assists. I've been talking too long. 5.4 rebounds. 3.3 steals with splits of 55, 27, 89. 27% from 3 in 2023, and he's still averaging 32 points a night. That's a true testament to his ability to score within the arc, and there would be no better example of just that than his game against Boston, albeit January 2nd, so that's this new year. That wasn't December, but it didn't matter who was guarding him. Derek White, get this dream shake fade on the baseline. Drew Holiday, I don't see you. Behind the back pullover over Sam Hauser like he's not even there. Money. And one at the rim over Porzingis. Like, come on, bruh. Easy work. If it wasn't for him starting off the month with a 17-point game and ending it with 24, he would have averaged 35. Damn near 35 for the month. That's how many buckets he was getting, man. I'm hella impressed with how he's been playing. Hella impressed, bro. And then moving on to Chet, man, as I mentioned in my video from earlier this week, he has been so much more impactful than myself or anybody could have even projected. A wiry frame, listed at 7'1", 195 pounds. He's actually been able to hold his own against these bigs around the league, bro. And that's surprising, bro. Very surprising. For the most part, he's able to hold his own. Jokic did him dirty early on this season, but that's besides the point. He dropped 30 on Joel Embiid. You know what I'm saying? He's been a perfect fit into this OKC system that's been missing a stretch big who can clamp, like absolutely lock down the paint. He averaged 17.4 points a game, 7.7 rebounds, 2.5 assists, and most impressively, 3.5 blocks for the month of December. He shot 55, 38, 78 from the field, respectively. Man, a 7-footer shooting nearly 40% from three. Like, it's just in the evolution of the game, for sure. But that's so surprising and impressive as hell when you really think about it. 8 of his 13 games that he played in December, he recorded 3 or more blocks. In 5 of those games, he had 2 games where he had 4 blocks. He had a game where he had 6 blocks. He had a game where he had 7 blocks. He had a game where he had 8 blocks. It's unreal, bro. A near triple-double with blocks in 2023 would be groundbreaking, and he damn near did that as a rookie, bro. I'm so enthused with how the Thunder have been playing, bro. I want to say we're the 3 seed right now after just losing to the Brooklyn Nets last night, maybe even the 4 seed. But to even be in the top 4, especially how long we have been up here, I'm happy, bro. I'm very, very, very happy, bro. That's going to do it for the first episode of the Sideline Perspective, though, man. A lot longer than I expected it to be, but, you know, we're going to figure things out as we move along. I appreciate everybody tuning in, man. This is episode 1 of, we going to see, man. A lot of goals for this year, man. A lot of things planned, and I just really hope it all pans out. I appreciate y'all being along with me for this journey, though, bro. And, yeah, man, that's going to do it. Whatever, you know, happens to go down over this next week up until next Saturday, I'll be watching, I'll be keeping note, and I'll bring it to y'all next Saturday, 5 p.m. sharp. This is the Sideline Perspective, hosted by your boy Reese the Sideliner. Make sure y'all enjoy basketball, man. All right, I'm gonna catch y'all.